lights, forward lights, 5 red lights, and it's lights out. And not away we go, but Aaron gets a drive-through penalty, and he's just steaming up the grid. Aaron's in the lead after his drive-through penalty. Oh, there's already someone. Oh, that was Timo. Already some collisions going on at the back of the grid. Adam is definitely lagging. He's fallen way down the order. It's absolute carnage. It's got side-by-side action everywhere. Tillman already down in P8. It's a bit of mayhem.
Oh, Joel's off. Yeah, Joel's off. The Thunderdome is delivering with.
It's absolute carnage as we do have a safety car. As Cano's tight.
Oh no! The two front runners are going to get a bit slower. Oh, Timo gets past Larson.
Are we going to see an inside move coming into Cops again? Looks like we are. That is millimeters away.
Oh, too wide.
Absolute disaster. It looks to be done. Is it done? It's not.
Yeah, Timo's got the move done.
Okay, yeah, it is covered very nicely and is up in.
Oh, Inferno Koi. Sorry, Billy, but Inferno Koi and Tailman have a big coming together. This might be a safety car. There's carnage all over the track here, but yeah, Inferno Koi, they were heading up to Cop's corner.
Yes, safety car. There is a safety car too. He was really falling down the order, all the way down to P15. He's left the session. Now it's Keepo Magnussen getting very close to Inferno Koi. Is he going to get the move done? Looks like he is. They bang wheels. This is for P6. Provisionally, we don't know about penalties for these two. I don't think they have any. Yellow's in second to the final corner. Yeah, Keyboard's further on the back of Satoshi than Satoshi is of Timo.
Satoshi is out of ERS as well, which is crazy.
As is Keyboard. This looks like Timo's going to hold on. Is Keyboard going to go for a last-minute lunge coming into the final corner? He looks at it, but he doesn't go for it. It looks as Warren crosses the line in first. But that's a 5-set time for but it's Timo who takes the win.
Come on! Let's go, Timo!
In Grand Prix. Hello, this is the Tier 2 stream right now, but before we get into the action of today's German Grand Prix, we have a little video for Vinny, who is not going to be racing after this race. This is his last race, and Ocean's put a little video together for his final race. It looks like he's going to get a bit of a cheeky slipstream from his teammate Neflu. So we'll see how much time that gains him coming down the long straight.
That is cheeky indeed.
2:18 coming down the straight. It's a 38.101.
Yeah, that's 4 tenths in the bag. Oh yeah, look, you got way more speed than you expected. You couldn't even brake for the corner.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full, I've traveled each and every highway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do, and saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall and did it my way. I've loved and cried, I've had my fill, my share of losing, and now, as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way, oh no, although let me, I did it my way. For what is the man? What has he got? He's not himself, and he has not to say the things he truly feels. And the one is the record show. I took the blows and did it my
We shouldn't even count this race, man. This is bullshit. Okay, we gotta watch the language on the stream.
Well, that was Vinny's little promotional video that for his final race here in Germany. We are finally in the action. You've joined us in qualifying today. I'm commentating with Mr. Chief. How are you, dear Chief?
Hey, if I can talk through the tears, I'll, yeah, it was emotional, that one. I should be grand though, yeah. And it's a bit, talking about wet stuff, it's a wet track, yeah.
Yeah, we watch Nico go round there in his Renault car, Perez-esque. It would be a good cosplay of Perez. Motocross are currently on pole, which gets the front bike contender very quickly with the 22.7. So I wonder if we are going to see some changes in the grid as the track dries up throughout the session and the times start tumbling down here in Germany.
Yeah, so if any drivers are listening, if you can give us a bit of intel on the race conditions. Yesterday we had Tier 3 and it was a custom lobby. So we set it for wet qualifying, but it was dry by the end of the qualifying session, which made for a very epic finish to that session. The race itself was dry though, but we did see a lot of carnage in Tier 3. So unless Tier 2 can have a clean race today, I mean Tier 3 are putting in a pretty good stake for that Thunderdome title.
Yes, Nefluke has given us some intel. It is going to dry up at the end, and the race is dry.
Oh, excellent. So it's basically a carbon copy of Tier 3 yesterday. So, yeah, I mean, I was crew chief in Fortune Hunter and Elementrix yesterday, and I think we made a mistake. We all sat and we knew that it was going to dry up at the end, so we just sat in the garage until it got dry and went out in the sauce. But I think it's right just to go out on the inters and get a feel for the track. And you're seeing everybody out on track right now. Kirst is the only one. He's doing what we did yesterday. I mean, it's a bit of a mistake to sit in the garage. You don't get any warm-up. You don't really get a feel for the track, even though it is wet and it will be dry pretty soon. Another thing worth mentioning is we've got a new boy McKender in this division. I believe it's his first league race in SLR. And apparently he's a bit of an alien, so a lot of people are expecting him to go P1 here in qualifying and the race. Pretorius is saying we're missing game audio. So
We are.
Bailey, I'll have a look at that. Oh, and an overlay, as Jensen pointed out. Yeah, we'll sort out those technical issues. But getting back to the qualifying session, Aaron Ag is actually retired already. I don't believe he had a qualifying ban. I know Durhammer did have a qualifying ban, and so he will start last. Aaron Ag is going to be second last, and yeah, these times are looking pretty slow at the minute. 122. We did see a 110 pole yesterday in Tier 3. I think people are starting to think about putting on the soft tires, I think, but I think it's too early just yet.
Yeah, I think it is a bit too early. The spray is a bit too high. Vinny, after his lap, put himself in a P2. We should have stream audio, and the overlay is on, so...
Damn, look at that. That is looking good, Billy. I like.
So yeah, the overlay made by Jensen for all the streams. It's very well made, and just gives the stream a bit more of a feeling. But it's just not people driving around the track for a couple of laps. You know, it's an official thing.
Yeah, and you can clearly see then what tier you're watching. So this is Tier 2, the Thunderdome. And yeah, I mean, it's just Vinny. We were just talking about him there with a trivia. It's going to be his last race, and he's already on P2. So I think he's itching to get this win here. He's going to have a hard time of it. He's got the likes of Contender to deal with, Timo, who's on a charge at the minute, Hugo, who is another fast driver, Canopus, and obviously McKender, and we've got a bunch of other guys in there as well, ready to mix things up a bit.
Yeah, Chief, is DRS has now been enabled, so
well
we're
spotted
now
there,
going to see
Danny.
some DRS action. It is certainly drying up. Pixel on his outlap on the soft. I think that's Keepon Magnussen down in P14. He was on his first dry tyre run, so we're going to see how quick the conditions are going to change. So we'll just have to... We're going to see what lap Keyboard's going to put in. He's 2 temps up through the first sector. We got a yellow in sector 3, but I think that is just some slowing down. But as Keyboard Magnussen comes through the hairpin here in Germany, he's shifting up through the gears as he's coming to a very technical section of the track. Very tricky. He doesn't. It's going to be hard to judge at this point of the session if you can take it flat or not. And it looks like Keyboard has. He's 1.7 seconds up in his time, which will be a 24.3, which would only promote him to around P12. So he really needs to put a decent last sector in to really make something of this lap. Pixel's another one to watch out for, who is also on the softs, and We have some hard compound tyre runners who will be wanting to go on the mediums near the end of the session, as Keyboard Magnuson crosses the line, does a 1 minute 20.5. Goes fastest on the soft compound tyres. Pixel 6 tenths up on his time. So we'll watch as he navigates his way around the Hockenheim circle, runs a bit wide of the hairpin on the curb. That's not going to help his exit. Coming down to this hairpin-esque corner. Quite wide. That is a very interesting line through there.
Yeah, whatever works for you. Obviously works for Pixel, but I say he is up on his time massively. I didn't see the sector 2 time interval delta, but we're about to find out how fast these softs are currently. I imagine, by the looks of it, the track looks fairly dry to me. I don't see any indication of wetness at all, and Pixels has got more and more confident with the car as it.
It wasn't a valid time there. Is Vinny on the hards? 1.2 seconds.
5 seconds up there, so that potentially was a 1:18, I believe, from Pixel if he had a set that time. So there is a lot of pace in this track right now.
Yeah, everyone.
Keeper Magnuson is going for a walk. Oh, is that where Bottas went? That's where Hamilton went off, and a bunch of others in Germany. F1 2019.
Yeah. Vinny, let's see what his middle sector split. The first driver on the medium compound tyres, on the hard compound tyres, sorry. 3.7 seconds up, so that currently would put him on provisional pole position over Keyboard Magnuson with his 1 minute 20.5 in the racing point. So Vinny's just going through the final couple of corners. Obviously, I think this will be the place where he gain the most time compared to the wet compound tyres. Very slow speed section as Makenda puts his car on pole position with a 1 minute 14.3, so he's found some big gains in those tyres very quickly. Vinny setting his lap 2 seconds slower on the hard compound tyres, which is to be expected.
Yeah, I was speaking to Vinny before the race. He was saying he's not really too confident on this track. He says he's got like a dead zone in his steering sticks on his pad, and certain corners he says it's just a nightmare for him. So hopefully he does well. I think the whole chat are kind of behind Vinny right now, but we'll see what he's got. Hopefully he has a good last race and goes out with a bang, but not the type of bang that we're used to seeing with Vinny. He does tend to get caught up in a bunch of incidents, but he's one of the more colourful characters right now. Will be a big loss to SLR, not to see him on track anymore.
Yeah, we'll see how the race goes for Vinny. Like you say, we wanted to do really well in this last race. So in chat, Pretorius is in. Vinny needs that retirement pole as Larson goes on top with a 14.2. Joe puts himself P6. Larson doing that on the hard compound tyres, so a very good lap by him. The track obviously still hasn't dried up fully. There will be some wet patches and it looks very cloudy, so track temps will be down. So the track always improving.
Yeah, so a couple of points there. First one is about strategy. The OP strategy here, without any safety cars coming into the equation, is medium hards. So these guys that are qualifying on softs are compromising themselves. Although I do know that the two-stop can work here. It is a bit slower than the one-stop, but you will have the better tire. You'll go soft, medium, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, Billy, as well, just from the Tier 3 race, whoever crosses the finish line last here in this session, and if they're on a valid lap time, are probably going to get pole. So these drivers need to really plan when their final run is, because that's the one that's going to count here.
Yeah, as Curse puts himself first with a 13.7 on the hard compound tyres. I think some drivers will even risk starting on hards, because I think doing the reverse strategy, it will really help them near the end of the race. Obviously being a completely dry race, we'll wait to see what the options are. I don't think anyone's really going to go onto the softs now, as Makender's gone onto the hards. Keyboard's still on the softs, but I don't think that's really advisable, but he is sticking with it. He's 5 seconds up on his time right now, and he has pulled into the pits. So I wonder if he's thought better of the soft tyres, or he is just going to get a fresh set of them. Very bad overheating, Danny is saying. It will be if you're starting on the softs, especially through the last sectors. We can see the sun poking through the clouds very nicely over the grandstand, the very big one, as we watch.
Yeah, so the track temperature is probably coming up as well. So, and the track's rubbering in. So, literally second by second, the track is getting faster and faster as Joel goes wide into sector 3. So
He's
this
got
lap,
wind damage, Chief. So
yes, so he's gonna have to come in. He's not gonna have time for another lap, unfortunately, for Joel.
yeah, Vinny is beginning his lap. He's coming through the first sector split. He's gonna come across. He's 1.3 seconds up on his time. So that's instantly into the 14s on the medium tyres. 2 minutes left in the session. Nefluke puts himself on pole on the mediums with an 11.9, a very good time on that compounded tyre. So we'll have to see what his teammate can muster up in the remaining minutes of the session. Coming through past the big grandstand, as I think we'll call that corner, big grandstand corner.
Works for me, yeah.
Yeah, Vinny 2.7 seconds up now through the split. 7th gear as he comes through the fast right-hander. And he's just going to try and string the lap together from here, gain as much time as he can, run as much curve on the entry of the final corner so he can carry as much speed as you need. And he's going to come across the line and he puts himself P2, 2 tenths away from his teammate. Everyone on the medium compound tyres, not messing about. Timo on his lap, 6 tenths up on his 15.6, provisionally P11 right now, which would give him a free choice of tyres for the start of the race, but I don't think he's going to settle for it as he cuts that corner a bit there. He's really going for it, cutting every corner in sight. Surely that lap will be invalid. We'll see, he comes around the penultimate corner, which swings round into the final corner. I think this is definitely invalid. He's just pushing the limits of the car everywhere as he crosses the line. It's not invalid!
What?
And he's done a 1 minute 12.9. I don't know whether that's a spectator glitch or something, but that surely should have been invalid. The cuts he was committing was very large, so I don't really see how that lap has been counted. We'll have to see as Knotwells puts himself up in a P3 with 1 minute 12.7. Mick Ender's not going to cross the line in time. That is very unfortunate by him. Someone that we thought would be very fast has not crossed the line in time.
Oh, a Wimpy behind him just crossed the line, has set a lap time, P4 112.9 for Wimpy, so he is ahead of Timo. So we'll watch out for that battle on the race. We know those two always seem to find each other on track, and we're on for another titanic battle between Wimpy and Timo, which is great to see. I'm a bit nonplussed here. Nef Luke, who is Vinny's teammate, has pipped him to the pole.
Yeah, I think there'll be some salt in that little exchange. Pixel doesn't improve. Satoshi behind him in the McLaren. Is he going to try and get somewhere? He puts himself in P5. A good lap by Satoshi to get himself further up the grid. Nico not on a lap. I don't think Knot was either.
Timo P3, yeah.
Yeah, well done to Timo, getting himself up there quite quickly. Trying to use the track map to judge where people are. Hugos coming around the final corner. We'll watch out for Kutender as well. Hugos doesn't improve. Kutender's going to come across the line. Puts himself P6 on the grid. For now, the Red Bull's going to cross the line of... Oh, Mick Ender did cross the line in time.
Yeah, he did indeed. He got himself P3, 112.3, so he's in great position now.
I think there's some spectator glitch going on because the timer said 0 and when Mick Ender crossed the line. But well, he's set a lap and he's elevated himself up in a P3, and that is the main thing. Motocrosser puts himself in P8. Keybon Magnussen is going to be the last person to set a lap. In front of him is Pixel. He puts himself in a P8. So we switch over to Keyboard Magnussen now. He puts himself over in a P9, and I think that is our grid.
It is indeed. And did you notice how Wimpy was I think he's P4, P5 at one point, and literally about half a minute later, he's down in P12. So he'd be gutted with that. But that's what I was just saying about the track. You want to set your last run, just time it perfectly, and I think some of these guys did, like McKender. I think he timed it perfectly, but from our point of view, yeah, I noticed he didn't cross the line in time. So we'll have a look at that afterwards. I don't know if there is some kind of timing glitch. There's been a few of them recently, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, and so grid order, Nefluke on pole to Vinny, his teammate. He's not going to be happy with him taking pole on his final race. McKender in third, the new driver, the new reserve, followed by Larson, a good qualifying by him. Timo on P5, Knottwell's P6, Q10 P7, Pixel P8, Keyboard P9, Motocross P10, Satoshi P11, Wimpy P12, Nico in P13, and I think that was Inferno Koi in P14. So we'll have to see who lines up the final 6 positions on the grid when we get underway for the formation lap, which should be on.
Yeah, we've got a little promo intro trailer to play for you right now. It's time, Billy. It's time.
It is indeed time.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dying times here.
So yeah, that is our dying time intro for Tier 2's race, who have been officially crowned the Thunderdome, and we are underway for the formation lap. Interesting. I thought we would have been underway by now, but I think there's been some connection issues with Satoshi, which has delayed the start of the race. So we've been able to get that minute intro in before the formation laps even started.
Yeah, just sent Satoshi a little invite there, just in case he's having connection. Hopefully he can get back. I think his car is...
It's not on the grid. I don't see it on the grid.
I don't see it on the screen, actually. Oh no, that's terrible. Yeah, he's not going to get his car.
But there's still 20 drivers, so I can't see who...
Yeah, P11, he's missing.
Ah, yes,
Yeah.
yes, I see.
Oh man, that sucks. So, feel bad for Satoshi, but it is what it is. We'll have to just... as long as there's not Vinny, that's the main thing.
Yeah, it is. So who are you thinking for today's race win? Tyres before anyone asks me.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go for It's Just Vinny. I mean, I have to go for It's Just Vinny, but I have a sneaky suspicion this guy McKender is gonna have a say in this race as to who wins this one. Well, we've also got Timo lurking in the background. He did finish P2 No, sorry.
He won last race.
He won the last race, yeah. I was about to say he should go one better here from P2 to P1, but if he got P1 last time, P0 this time. So, yeah.
I believe that's a no finish.
Yeah. So, we'll see. It is a Thunderdome, so anything can happen as the drivers line up. Bit of a slow one at the back as Niebuhr or Durhammer comes around the final corner and takes up his grid slot. Bailey, I'll hand it over to you to do your stuff.
Thank you, Chief, as the final drivers line up for the start of today's race. We've got 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's a delayed start, like normal. But we are finally underway. Wimpy gets a drive-through penalty off the riff. Looks like a decent start from Mikenda. He's ghosted through Vinny. There's some 3 wide action near the back with Kibo, Magnus, and Kutender and Pixel as they all steam down into turn 2. Any collisions here? Very close with the Alfa Romeo on all the other cars. It's carnage near the back though. A lot of cars losing positions. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1. It is Hugos who is off. But we'll keep with the action as Kutender's going side by side with Pixel, very close to each other there. As Mikenda and Vinny are going side by side too, so I'll just keep on board with them because that's for the higher positions. Looks like Vinny's going to hold on to that position for now. Pixel and Kutender, but Pixel's now going to go up the inside of Knopples. He's changed to the outside line for this sharp left-hander, and he's got that move done. Up the inside, a great start by Pixel to get himself up in the order.
Yeah, further back, the Ferrari boys are too wide going into sector 3, which is not advisable here, but Wimpy looks like he conceded the position to Aaron Ag. He does tend to be the faster of the 2 Ferrari boys, so Wimpy's just right letting him through there. You don't want to go too wide through sector 3, that's the stuff of nightmares. And we're actually seeing Wimpy's coming into the pits to serve his drive-free penalty, so he will be at the very back and praying for a safety car. And Bambi's also joining them in the pits there, so also he had an issue as well.
Yeah, pretty hectic start to the start of this race. But overall, in recent races, it's a lot cleaner than what we've seen previously. So I think we'll take it.
Jensen and Chad saying, too clean, yuck. We need Kitson and Jack to pray for some carnage here.
We've got Kutender and Knopples going side by side. The move is done. I saw Motocrosser and Inferno quite very close, but I don't think anything happened to them. Mikenda and Vinny went side by side for just a moment, but didn't make anything of it. And Mikenda stays behind for now. Netflix just trying to get out of the DRS as my controller disconnects. Not what you want while you are streaming, because everyone gets that menu. As Pretorius is saying, someone take out Mikenda right now. Can be arranged.
There's no bias here, at all. But yes, please do that, Mikenda.
Yeah.
So Vinny's teammate Netflix setting the pace here. He's setting fastest lap after fastest lap. And Mikenda has got a bit of a run on Vinny. Is he gonna go up the inside? No, he thinks better of it.
Vinny's out of DRS to Netflix.
Yeah, and ERS is gonna be, yep, it's in effect now. So Vinny has no DRS. Mikenda has DRS, and it's gonna be taking candy from a little kitty here as he sweeps past him and goes down the inside for the hairpin corner. Vinny can do nothing but sit back and wait.
Yeah, Timo got Larson on that lap. Knopples, Kutender and Knopples and Nico went side by side momentarily, but didn't make anything of it. There is kind of a big train from keyboard to around Nico, all within a second, and that stretches back further to Aranag, and then it's Joel about 2 seconds back.
Yeah, I have a feeling something has to give here because look how closely they are running together here, and the hairpin is usually where it happens, isn't it? You see them, you see everybody trying to dive in for that overtake. It is quite a tricky heavy braking zone, and yeah, if you get it wrong, you will get pounced on by these guys behind. So it's just Vinny has got a gap to Timo, so these front three are able to make a breakaway here. It seems.
Yeah, but not for long. Timo's at the fastest lap of the race that lap, so they'll be wanting to hunt him down. This is just going to be one big DRS trend, so no one's going to really make anything of it on this occasion unless they're really close, like you are with Inferno Koi and Nico. They're going side by side.
Vinny one wide there to hairpin. Made a big mistake. That's going to cost him a lot of time. Yeah, and Timo's right on his gearbox right now. 0.3 off.
That is some Toro Rosso wing straight across the track, and I can tell you right now that is Kutender's wing. So he might have just outbroken himself and gone into Pixel, who also ran wide. He has no damage, this Pixel. So I'll have to wait and see how that affects the rest of the grid. Timo now got DRS to Vinny, so Timo can just relax a bit, save his airs, because he doesn't really need to fight Larson if he has that DRS, because I don't think there'll be an attacking opportunity. As Knoppels and Contender go side by side, but it's a pretty easy move for Knoppels. Contender with the DRS picks up a 3-second time penalty as Knoppels slides his way through the first corner. Nico looks up the inside of Contender. It's just a gumball machine, and Contender is falling down it.
This is a battle of the Greeks here. It's Canopus, Contender, Nikolaitis. Yeah, they're all from Greece, and yeah, having a right old ding dong here. But Contender, he's usually very lucky, but in this race so far, he's, as you can see from the front wing damage, he is missing out big time. And I just saw Red Bull Inferno Koi get it all wrong out of the hairpin.
Timo and Larson going side by side for P3. They're still side by side. Vinny not giving this up. They've been side by side since the hairpin. This is great racing by the two drivers, but Vinny does concede. Has he? He's got the switchback. Great racecraft by the two. And is Timo going to have that position? Not currently. Timo very close to spinning there. Larson just sitting at the back, watching them, getting the popcorn up. We've got a fantastic view for this. The helicopter cam, but I think that is the move for Timo for now. But I think there will be another move as Makenda picks up a 3-second time penalty. That's not going to help his cause. Vinny running wide at the first corner, and that has now created a big train. Contender, however, not included, so that wing damage playing a massive effect. But I think Vinny will be having another go on Timo this lap. Opens the DRS. It's Timo versus Vinny. Haas versus McLaren down the straight. Vinny gets the better straight line speed with the DRS. He's on the inside line now. Timo can't really defend. Timo's going to go for the switchback, hope to get a better exit, which he's done. Vinny runs wide. Is that going to give Larson an opportunity? It doesn't, but that gives Pixel an opportunity on Keyboard Magnussen as they all slow up. There's Pixel going to have a look up the inside of Larson too. There's 3 wide coming in the sharp left, but it's okay. They've come out absolutely fine. Is Pixel going to get 2 in 1 here? He doesn't currently. He runs off track though, and he's still side by side with Keyboard Magnussen. Is he going to hold it around the outside coming through the fast right? He doesn't. And that is a great defense by Keyboard Magnussen. Defense and attack as Larson's fallen down the grid after being in P5, watching the battle between Vinny and Timo. He's watching the battle between Knoppels, Pixel and Nico now, so it's not been a great lap for him.
Wow, what the hell is going on here? This is crazy. The action is just unrelentless, and there is no safety car yet. Motocross are 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, as Pixel had a look on Keyboard Magnussen there, but he's not having a look. Nico on the inside of Knoppels. That might have been team orders there. Looked like it. As Pixel's going on Keyboard Magnussen. Pixel has a textbook move. Yeah, Vinny's going up the inside of Timo.
Yeah, I think he's going to get done, but he's struggling on this exit from the hairpin. You can see him going wide here, although not so bad this time around, but that's what's costing him this position every time. So he managed to stay ahead this time, and hopefully can hold off Timo. Although Timo is
it's very close between the runner and the racing point. Keyboard squeezing the runner off track. Knoppels, is he going to try and have a go on his teammate? As Kirsten and Larson battle side by side and get the move done, but Nico does get ahead. Stays ahead of his teammates. We have a little flag. Who's that for? It is for Aaron. He's spun on the fast right, presumably going side by side with Motocross, who was also going slow on that lap, and he's moving out the way for the cars coming ahead, so it's not really gone well for Aaron so far in this race. He's down in P17. Aaron is fast, but he's not really turned up these last couple of races as I catch Nico running wide at turn 1 and gaining a 3-second time penalty. He's going to get a good run hopefully on Keyboard Magnussen and go for a move maybe. He hasn't got the best run on the cars ahead, but with Keyboard having that DRS, he's not really going to be able to do anything. Is Timo going to be able to do anything with Vinny? Doesn't look like it either, but Timo being very good on the brakes, might be able to go for a dive bomb now that he knows that, as Knoppels has a look on Keyboard Magnussen. I can't remember which way the Reynolds were before, but I think there's been a swap between them once again. As Kirsten Cotender's going up the inside of Nico there. That was very close.
Yeah, Contender getting a 3-second time penalty as well. Contender's doing pretty well to hang in with these guys, but yeah, you can see the guys behind him are hungry to get past him now. They smell weakness, and he keeps ghosting actually. I think there's some lag issues with Contender.
Yeah, I think there is. It's ghosting quite frequently when there is some side-by-side action, which is not what you want being the driver who is defending as Kevon Magnussen pulls into the pits for the first scheduled pit stop of the race. Oh, Vinny made a mistake! Yeah, he caught that just as I went on board of Timo. I don't think Timo's going to wait till the back straight. He's going to give Vinny a worse exit and give himself the better one. He has got the better exit. He's going to hopefully get him. It will be a textbook move. It should be, as he flies past him down the main straight and gets himself back up to the podium position. Is Vinny going to go for a little bit of a dive? He doesn't. But Timo goes very deep in order to counter that. But Vinny follows suit, so no time lost. He's got a yellow flag in centre one. I think that is for Wimpy, who spun at the exit of turn 2.
Okay, time for us to take a breath. Recompose ourselves.
Oh, Vinny's off! He's off!
Oh, no.
He hasn't come back on the track though, so there's no harm done with the cars. Nico on the outside line. Right when we think we can take a breather, we cannot anymore. As Vinny spears off track and out of P4 and down into P7. Not good for him or his tyres, as Canopus sets the fastest lap of the race. Quite late on those medium compound tyres, so maybe he's found some pace on them, and he's closing on at the back of Pixel, who is 1.3 seconds away from Timo, so he'll be gaining no DRS from that, as Canopus is. They both got pretty healthy ERS saves, so we're going to see what they can do, but Kutender's going to have a look on Vinny. No overtakes in the front between Canopus and Pixel. Oh, that's very close to the rear-end. Didn't Kutender get to Nico there, and is that going to allow Curse to have a look on Vinny as he's had to slow down? No more, the opposite. Vinny's going to have a look on Kutender, but doesn't make anything of it and tucks back in, but he loses the rear, and that allows Motocrosser to get through. What is that going to allow Larson to get through? Doesn't look like it. And
yeah, Vinny needs to settle down here. He's making too many mistakes and it's costing him big time. He's just falling down the order. He needs to just recompose himself. Do what we did there, just take a bit of a breath and get his head down. This is his last race, probably a lot of pressure on him right now. He knows the world is watching him and they're waiting for him to spin out and probably cause a safety car, but come on, Vinny.
Yeah, his tyres.
P9
Yeah, his tyres will be overheating, so it's not going to be good for him. I think he'll be better off pitting at this stage of the race, and yeah, because Canopus is going to have a look on Pixel for P4 in the race. Pixel has got DRS from Timo, but that is a dive and a half from Canopus if he's going to make that stake. Maybe just scaring Pixel, trying to make him go wide and a mistake. It doesn't work, and Pixel secures P4 as Vinny and Kirst go side by side. Q10 is the one going on at the distance as Pixel picks up a 3-second time penalty. Kirst lagging a bit, goes for Vinny. Vinny is slowly falling down the order, so not good for him and his race. Hey, that's me.
Yeah, I'm just trying to take in all this information. Like, Canopus is running pretty tight to Pixel right here. Timo made a mistake. He went wide on the penultimate corner, and he's going to fall back because of that. But Pixel, he's still out of the DRS range, but yeah, Pixel, we know he's a very fast guy, and Pixel actually goes wide as well. We're going to see that as well. Something we need to keep an eye on is the time penalties. They're going to play a big part of this race by the end of it anyway. McKender, 3-second time penalty. Durhammer on cue, 3-second time penalty. Plenty of these are going to be coming in. I'm only on lap 12 out of 34. And I think Canopus is going to go for a move on Pixel. Pixel guarding the inside line for the hairpin. And it's going to be the last of the late breakers. I think Pixel's covered it off though. Yeah. Good defending from Pixel there to hold on to the position. But he's got these two Reynolds behind him looking pretty pacey. It's just Vinny as well. Is he under fire Yeah, he got overtaken by Inferno Koi, so he's fallen down the order even more. P10 at the minute. P10, that's my favorite position. So yeah, if he finishes P10, that will be a meme in itself. But yeah, he's under pressure from Larson. Larson was pretty high up as well. Found himself at the back of the well, it's at the top 10 anyway. But he's all over Vinny's gearbox. Yeah, these tires are starting to fall off, I think, Billy.
Yeah, they will be. Obviously, the qualifying will play a part as we have Contender pitting, who I believe will be changing his wings, so he'll be losing some time. So let's hope the undercut makes that work. But Knobbles is within almost 2 tenths, so if he doesn't get this move done here, I'd be very surprised. He's very close to the back of Pixel, who does not have DRS. Knobbles does, and he goes down the main straight, the back straight, coming down into the hairpin of turn 4. Knobbles surely has this move done as it stands. He does, but Pixel, is he going to get the better exit? It looks like Knobbles has got that position and promotes himself a further position into P4. Vinny gets out of that 1 second window from Inferno Koi, so he will not be getting DRS from him. But who's off? Is that's cursed off in the Alfa Romeo? It looks like he's either retired or I don't know what's happening. But he's not had a great race now. He's all the way down in the bottom of the field. He's P15.
Yeah.
It's Netflix pits.
I don't see any damage on Kurt's car. I think he's just maybe that is a really tricky one on traction. You know, that sequence of corners in sector 2, and he's just found himself going for a bit of a spin, and he's going. I was going to say he's going into the pits there, but no, he stays out on these mediums. But yeah, he finds himself back in P15. Larson, indeed, coming out of the pits. He is currently P15 contender. Yeah, well, that front wing change has really cost him big time. He's back in P16 and he's hard. He's got a lot of work to do. You see Larson just pulls out of the pits just ahead of him there, so he's immediately gonna find himself under fire from Contender, who probably will have DRS and warm hard tires as well to boot.
Tara in the chat has said cursed crashed because his sister came into the room and unplugged his monitor.
My word. Wow.
Oh, that's not what you want while you're doing a league race. As McKenna dives into the pit, his team are going to dive. He is, as is Knotwells. Is Pixel going to follow suit? He does. Inferno Koi, what about him? He also, as well as Motocrosser, Vinny, Joel stays out for one more, DeHammer stays out for one more, Netflix already boxed. Hugo's on
I'm actually watching Netflix here. He's P11 and he also was in the lead there. Let's look at him as he rises up the rank.
Oh yeah, he is very far ahead of McKenna there. And
yeah, he's made that working. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, he's got, and Netflix put 2 cars in between them, so that's very crucial. Hugos will be holding them up, as we've got Adam, who has joined the session, who is meant to be commentating tonight, but realised he had to update his game. But
I think he's going to crew chief Inferno Koi and Wimpy. So
Wimpy not having a great race currently. He's down in P18. Not a good day for the 2 Ferrari boys. Mattia Bonotto will not be happy with that performance.
Oh, and Keyboard Magnussen and Timo are battling at the hairpin. They were too wide, and they remain too wide going into sector 2. Sorry. Look how tight they're running here. They're both. Well, Keyboard Eyes actually, yes. Has he pitted yet? 6. Yeah, he must be on a 2-stop strategy. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He'll be doing soft, medium, softs. As I forget what tire. I reverted back to 2017 tires.
The good old purples. I miss the purples.
Yeah. What are they called? The Ultra softs?
Yes, ultras. Yeah.
There's Nico Pitts. Where's he gonna come out in all of this?
Joel is leading the race. That's worth a mention.
Yeah,
props to Joel.
I think this will be his first ever race where he has led. So this will be his first ever lap where he has led the race, but it'll be quickly dethroned by Nefluke, who is only 1.2 seconds behind as Timo looks to continue his battle with Keybon Magnussen. But Knobel's coming out of nowhere, looking up the inside of Keybon, but Keybon getting a much better exit on Timo. Is going to go for up the inside of the sharp left, the big grandstand corner, and he doesn't look like he will. Timo getting himself in a P6, which I believe is provisional P3 in this race. Knobel's is right on the back of Timo before the pit stops, and they came in line astern, so Keybon's really being a thorn in Knobel's side right now. We're just waiting to see how fast Knobels can get ahead of Keybon Magnussen. He needs to get past him quickly, because Keybon makes a mistake. That's not going to help him. That's going to be frustrating for Knobels, as I think Netflix is going to go for a move on Joel in these next corners as Keybon picks up a time penalty.
And Timo is loving the fact that Keyboard, he's got past Keyboard Magnussen. He really needed to do that. He has done it, and now Keyboard is doing him a favour. He's holding back Canopus, but I think Canopus is going to get him as they head down to the hairpin once more. Both of them have ERS, so
it looks like. So I'm going to cut it like a background, try and get a background shot, because we've got two battles behind with Pixel and Nico. Nico trying to get ahead of Pixel. And he gets that move done. Knobels didn't get the move done on Keybon Magnussen though, so unfortunate for him. T-Mobile really needs to utilise this. He hasn't got out of that DRS window, so he really needs to do that to be able to pull away from these two. But Keyboard is on the medium compound tyres compared to the hard compound tyres. As Keyboard locks up, makes a mistake, and Knobels sees his chance but isn't able to get past, and Keyboard has the wider line and thus the better exit. I think once Timo breaks the DRS to Keyboard Magnussen, I think Knobels will be able to get past pretty easily. DRS being very powerful on this year's game, as Keyboard still 7/10. Are we going to see a Vinny comeback as he sets the fastest lap of the race, dethroning the 15.5 that we'd seen previously, and knocks it down to a 15.1 as Joel and Makenda go side by side, but only for a split second as Makenda gets his way up to P2 as De Hammer and Hugos go side by side. The hard compound runners, as Joel's been on a set of mediums for 17 laps, a long time in that stint. When aboard of Knobels as his battle with Keyboard still rages on, as Makenda picks up another penalty that's not going to help his chances of winning this race. I don't know how many penalties a Nefluke has as my controller disconnects here. I'd love to see it.
I will check that now. I think he's got 0. He's got 2 warnings, yeah, so he's got 0 penalties, as Makender has 2 penalties, 6 seconds. So Nefluke is in prime position to win this race, but I don't want to give him the commentator's curse, as I think Joel is pitted. Yeah, Joel is in the pit, as is Der Hammer. So Hugo up to P3. He's on those 18 lap hards. How long can you make hards last in Germany? That's what I want to know.
To be honest, I think you can make them a good headway into the race. These guys will be taking theirs 20 laps, so around the time now is when you'd box and put on the medium tyres as we're into the end, or you can try and stretch it out with the soft tyres, but that will not be
and who is that?
I think it's Kutendo, isn't it?
Yeah, turn 1, he was off track there completely. I don't see any damage on the car, but yeah, he went for a major spin. And currently P14. Oh, and Kirst is passed by Vinny, so Vinny is charging through this field right now. He's got ahead of Kirst in the Alfa Romero, and he's got another one in front of him, a motocrosser. Exfil 3-second time penalty. But yeah, Vinny is coming alive in these hards.
Yeah,
he's currently in a Alfa Romero sandwich. Oh, and he got that wrong though in the exit of the last corner, which allowed Kirst to catch up a bit. Vinny will be hoping that Kirst's sister comes in.
Knobels is around. Can he save it? He can, barely. He just clipped the rear tyre of Keyboard Magnussen there. They were running very close together, about a 10th apart. Very close between them all, but he's managed to save it. I don't think there's any damage to the car, so he should be able to run through and gets a time penalty. That's just a cherry on top of that little incident that he's had. Now he's got to he's now got to gather himself back up together and get himself back up into those high positions of P3 of what they were fighting for. So unfortunate for Knuckles as he falls down the order.
Yeah, one man's misfortune is another man's fortune, and I'm thinking this is Timo. Yeah, Timo's benefiting from that. Keyboard, though, is keeping him honest here. He's still within the DRS range, which is surprising given... I know Timo's on the harder tire, but they're much fresher, and Keyboard... yeah, he's doing what he needs to do to keep up with Timo right now. Keeping that P4 position, but Nicolaitis is right behind P5 on pretty fresh hards as well. So Keyboard Mikeson, unless he can keep up this pace, he will come under a lot of pressure here from P6 or P5, P6 and P7.
Yeah, he does have to make another pit stop though, Chief. You do have to remember that. But it is good that he is keeping up with them, shows that he does have the pace despite being on a much older tyre, but I think the lower compound will counteract that as Kirst is still out on those medium compound tyres as Nico is going to go make his move on Keyboard Magnussen, and it looks like he's got that move done quite well as we've got yellow flags for someone. I don't know who it is. I think it's Infernocoy. It is. He spun at the exit of turn 3. Just hit the curb there, and that's not what you want to see as Aaron gets past him. Q10 after his little incident is all the way down in P14, so not what he wants for the championship leader, but he does have a pretty big gap, so I don't think he'll be too affected by this race.
Yeah, there's quite a number of people at the back there that are just praying to the F1 gods, please give me a safety car right now. Please, I beg you, because if there's a safety car right now, no doubt everybody... Oh, Neflo gets a 3-second time penalty. That could be interesting, because Timo has no penalties, I believe, and he is effectively P2 right now, but if Neflo... Yeah, Timo has 0 warnings.
That is fantastic by Timo, the fact that he has no warnings this deep into the race. Shows how consistent he is around a circuit like Germany, where it is really easy to get penalties, and he's just kept his head, and he's in a really good position, and could, if he starts gaining on the cars ahead, could be on for another race win. Yes,
indeed. And I wonder if it is it Timo is really skilled at not getting penalties, or is there a glitch in this lobby? I'm thinking 50-50 right now.
Well, we did see his qualifying time where he was running wide, so...
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, we've seen Timo before. He's been pretty clean, managed to avoid the track limits, so it could all well be down to driver skill. And I hope the guys that are in VC crew chiefing him right now are telling him he's in with a chance of winning this race. Imagine that, back-to-back wins for Timo. Have I just cursed him? Probably, but yeah, we've just over with 11 laps left to do, so there's quite a while to go. In this, Keyboard Mikeson 3-second time penalty. I reckon there's going to be a bunch more penalties before this race plays out, because focus, as you know, as the race goes on, you do lose focus a wee bit. You do get a wee bit, yeah, you just...
I know what you mean, Chief. Yeah, you just start of spiraling, or you've done the most of the race, and you're just thinking, well, come on, I'm in a good position.
Yeah, you think about, like, what's for dinner tomorrow night, you know, that kind of thing, and next thing you know, you span around 360. Oh dear.
Prix still on the side pod of Keyboard Magnussen, almost as if he was going to spin there. Keyboard Magnussen there, but Joel happily getting out of the way of these as they battle on track. Keyboard Magnussen wanting to hold off these guys as much as they can, but it doesn't look like he could much longer as Joel picks up another 10-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. So I think he's just trying to get out of the way of people, but with him running off track, that's giving him penalties, so that's a real shame for him.
I mean, ghosting's on, so like if he's getting lapped or whatever, he will be ghosted, so he doesn't really need to move out of the way that much. He just cost himself 20 seconds. So, and Pixel has made a mistake. He run wide on the final corner, on the exit of the final corner, and that's allowed Keyboard Mikeson to catch up right again, and Keyboard's going to have DRS this lap. He doesn't have ERS, does his keyboard. He's used absolutely all of it up. He's 10% harvested here in that last corner. And Joel
Oh my
has been
goodness.
disqualified from this session. From hero to zero, Joel.
That is a big shame for Joel. He just wanted to get out of the driver's way. Didn't want to distract them from the racing ahead, and in doing so he's picked up so many penalties that he has been disqualified from the race. A shame for him.
Yeah, I think he got that. He was in P1. He was leading the race, and he went, right, that's it. I've peaked. I'm out. You know, it's not going to get any better than this. But started the same go. But yeah, so we've got 17 guys left in this session, and it's not over yet. Timo, I think he's either maintaining the gap or it's closed down a little bit here.
It has
So-
closed down the gap between Makenda and Timo, but I believe Makenda did make a mistake earlier in the race, a couple laps back, which did extend the gap from him to Nefluke and close down the gap between him and Timo.
Let's have another check on the penalty situation. So
Well,
Netflix, yeah, well,
Picks up a 3-second time penalty. He's in P8 currently. So
Vikander with 2 penalties, 1 warning. So he is still, he's still kind of testing the limits of this track. Nefluke, though, is pretty clean at the minute. He's got that 1 penalty, but no further warnings. So, yeah, he just needs to keep his head together and keep doing what he's doing here.
yeah, he does. But I don't think he'll be within a chance of taking away the win of this race. He's just picked up too many penalties. But I think P2 for him is definitely on the cards. I'm going to run on board of Timo for a bit. I'm going to run board of Nico. And I'm going to see if Timo's got a glitch or he's actually driving clean. It's a new game show. Is Timo cheating or is he driving clean? So, yeah.
Keyboard in the
yeah.
pits. So as you said, he's in for his second pit stop. And Nick is very, very close on the back of Timo right now. And I think he's going to get him in this DRS zone.
Yeah, it looks like he's got the DRS and he's got that move done over Timo for the final podium position. The job is
Timo
done.
went down to 0 and low in his ERS. So he knew that was coming and he played it smart. He's now going to try and hang on to the back of Nick and hopefully Nick can bring him into this fight with the first 2 guys. We'll keep an eye on that gap. 3.6 from P3 to P2. Nick is looking pretty pacey here though. So if Timo can just feed off his DRS and harvest ERS, just play it smart here, he might make some gains.
Yeah, I think he will. I don't know the penalty situation with Nico, unless you've told me and I have just completely blanked it, in which case I'm sorry.
Nico has 6 seconds penalties and 2 warnings pending.
Ooh, so it doesn't look too great for him keeping that last podium position. Timo's just got to stay within that 6-second range and he will get P3. And Timo just, as you say, just holding on. He's not using us, he's just letting Nico do all the work as he gets dragged along by the DRS.
And we've got a battle at P8. Vinny is under attack here. Oh, Cable Magson's out of the race. What has happened there?
I think
something happened at the pit exit.
Safety car, we have got a safety car deployed.
Oh my word, oh my word.
This brings
And
Timo right into it.
Look, he's first into the pits. Wimpy is in. He was waiting for a chance, and he's like timed that perfectly. He was just in sector 3 when that safety car warning came up, and he's put himself in a great position here. Put soft tires on.
Yeah, we're gonna see who's gonna pit. I don't think anyone should do. I think they'll lose too many positions, but I mean,
It's a tricky one,
Nefluke's
isn't it?
going in. Nefluke is pitting. He's diving into the pit lane.
Makender 2 is following him.
Nico is not gonna follow.
Oh, he thought about
Timo
it.
is. Knopples isn't. Pixel is Motocrosser, is as well Vinny. They'll be all going on the soft compound tyres, but this brings Timo right into it. No penalties, nothing.
Vinny's in out.
Yeah, Vinny stays out. Larsen's in. As it's Hugo Scutenda stays out. De Hammer looks like he's pitting, and Inferno Koi is a bit too far back to see. But this really shakes up the order. If McKenda's gone on to mediums, and Canopus has got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car.
Oh, it's falling apart for Canopus. But yeah, nice call there, Billy. Indeed, Timo has no penalties, and that is going to be crucial. These guys are going to be bunched up, and there's only a few laps left of the race, so Timo is in absolutely prime position right now. He's got the soft tires on, no time penalties, and he is looking good. He's actually right behind Vinny on those 13-lap old hards. So it's going to be interesting here to see how these guys in P1, P2, P5 and P7 are going to handle this restart, because they're going to come under fire from very, very fast boys on these soft tires. And Van Beets gets himself past the safety car as he will build up. I think he should be able to unlap himself.
Yeah, he has unlapped himself as Van Beets has been disqualified for ignoring yellow flags.
Oh,
so
no.
he thought he could pass the safety car, and he has been completely denied. And he has been disqualified.
He's still showing on track though. I think I saw this before one time, and it was a bug that someone got disqualified, and they actually weren't. Van Beets is on a
okay, so
carrier
maybe that is an exception there. Well, let's hope it is, because we want as many drivers on this restart as we can.
Yeah, safety car is staying up for one more lap. I think it's just going to be one more, and then we're go. So it's going to be, let's see, is that 4 laps of racing?
It'll just be a 4-lap sprint to the end. And I think Knuckles is going to do everything he can to make sure Nico tries and gets away from the field. Timo with no penalties. But I do think that's to do with some inconspicuous glitch. Don't quote me on it, but I think it is. But I'm just gonna go off what the game tells us currently.
Just have a message for Tipsy Bob if you're out there. I have 2 words for you. No. That's it. That's my message to Tipsy Bob. And also, where the hell is Kitsune? We need some carnage in here.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get some, Chief. All the soft compound runners, all on the same tires. It is a shootout. Who has got the most pace? Who has got the best setup? Who has the biggest balls coming down into the hairpin?
Kahunas, yes, indeed. And I tell you something else. If you're ever going to send it, now is the time to send it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all to play for here.
As the safety car, is it going in this lap? It's not. I don't think it is. It's staying out for 1 extra lap. Which is going to hamper the soft runners, as they will have less time to make their way through.
It looks like Van Beets is the only one to catch up. Now, I don't know, I find it weird the way they do this. You know, they wait until the guy catches up. Really, they should just get underway right now. And sometimes it does. It doesn't wait until everybody catches up. But yeah, we're going to have, 3 laps in of pure racing?
Yeah, so we're going to have to...
That just raises the stakes that little bit more, doesn't it? 3 laps to do whatever you're gonna do to try to win this race or win as many points as you can.
Yeah, I think as it stands, who do you think's gonna win this race? As we have some side-by-side action before the safety cars even got underway. Now that we've got this shake-up, we've had the safety car. What do you think? How do you think?
I still think Neff Luke's gonna get this. I think unless Timo is in a great position, but he does have a few cars to clear before he can get onto the back of Neff Luke, and that might be crucial. That might take away the win for him, because unless he can get past Vinny and McKender straight away, he's probably going to fall back outside that 3-second range from Neff Luke. But I think Neff Luke is he's in the same position. He needs to get past Canopus and Nicolaitis, who obviously are not going to be happy about him passing him. So it's all to play for. I'm going to go for Nefluke right now, and Pixel picks up a 5-second time penalty. That's disaster for him.
Yes,
Stick the
there
car
we
in the
go.
slot.
We are preparing to get underway once again at Germany, and it's been a pretty hectic German Grand Prix, but not in the way we'd use hectic in the Tier 2 Thunderdome tier. It's been good in terms of action and not many collisions, so a clean race from all the drivers. Let's hope it continues for the safety car, and we'll have to wait as Pixel picks up a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with contender Nico. No messing around as he spins! He spins under the safety car and he's around! Oh no!
Oh, Mikander has been pressure on
Mikander hits Nefluke.
He actually hits him, yeah.
And there's a tap in between there, and it's going to be hectic coming down in the hairpin as Pixel goes for a dive and a half on Nico, almost hitting the back of contender there. Motocrosser has a bit of that, and he's going to try and get two in one, which he looks like he gets. He got a yellow flag as Nico retires from the race, something that looked so prosperous for him in this
We've
race.
got Timo on Vinny. On it's free wide into turn one.
Oh, this is not going well. Mikander really
word.
needs to get past Nefluke's through though. Now Mikander needs to get past Knoppels, which he has done. Knoppels has a 3-second time, has a drive-through penalty.
Vinny hits Timo, and he loses out there. So Timo has passed Vinny, he's cleared him, and he's set aside some Knoppels here.
Mikander picks up another penalty. That I think that puts him out of contention for this race completely now. And could
Timo
even
as
drop
well
him.
retired from this race, so it's crazy. It's wacky races right now, but Timo is effectively in the lead of this race as it stands right now.
Yeah,
He needs to get past Knoppels quick.
Nefluke is going for it. He's not messing around. He's got a pretty hefty gap on Timo. Knoppels picks up another 3-second time penalty. As Timo, it's only 3 tenths to Nefluke. Does Nefluke have 6 seconds or 3 seconds? Or
Nefluke has 3, yep.
yeah, okay, I thought he did. It's 2 tenths. And Inferno Car is now out of this race. They're dropping like flies here as Mikander is going to become under pressure from Timo. He's just got past Knoppels, and Nico has retired from the race. His it's carnage as they battle for P6, which is Vinny's current position. Motocrosser and Pixel going side by side. Pixel has picked up wing damage, but he's going around the outside of Motocrosser. He left the door open to Motocrosser, and he had a look, and that is that for now. As Timo right on the back of Mikander.
Yeah, look at the gap to the leader. It's at 3.2 at the minute, so this is marginal. And we're about to head on to the penultimate lap here. Yeah, Timo needs to get past Mikander this lap and put the hammer down as Nefluke puts the hammer down himself. 1:13.1 is the fastest lap of this race so far. Mikander thrown out a little bit wide, probably benefits for a little bit from that on exit speed. And Timo, Timo and Mikander touch there just briefly. Wimpy is out of the session, Inferno Koi as well. It's craziness at the back of the grid, but
yeah, Timo's going for it on Mikander. He's going up the inside. Mikander is damaged, that's why he's fallen off so quickly. Mikander banging wheels with Timo, not giving him an inch into the hairpin. But Timo goes in deep, but he will have the better exit, and that's the move done for Timo. He now needs to just get his head down and gain 3 temps on Nefluke, but Mikander's not going to let him do it. He's going to go back up the inside. Timo's lagged back.
Oh no! Disaster for Timo as he lags right back, and he lost about a second there on the position. This is disaster for him. I think this is effectively his charge on the win over, but he needs to. And look at that contender in P4 on 20 lap old hards. This guy has got some luck, I tell you.
Yeah, we saw him all the way down the bottom of the grid earlier in the race, and he's after that safety car, the option to stay out was really paid off for him, as he could be looking at a P3 finish with all the penalties that Mikander's got. We've got another yellow flag instead of 3, and that's for Pixel. These races went from bad to worse here in Germany. Timo getting very close to the back of Mikander once again. He's going to try and copy his move that he did last lap on the final lap, but Mikander's much further up the road as this does look like the move's going to be done. McKenna has hardly any RS on the inside. Goes Timo as Timo breaks into the hairpin as late as you dare. But McKenna's still on the outside line, but not for long as Timo gets ahead.
Yeah, Vinny got overtaken by
McKenna's
Hammer
on the
there.
inside once again. Yeah, as like you said, Vinny did get overtaken by the Hammer. We have to see how this all plays out with all the penalty situations. It's all very close. We could see McKenna who picks up another 3-second time penalty. He could maybe even drop out the points.
Yeah,
be
I
very
think he might,
marginal.
yeah.
As McKenna, he's battling for P2. As let's not steal the thunder away from Nefluke. He's done nothing wrong this whole race, and he crosses the line in P1 to claim his first win of the season. Timo in P2. I think it'll be Contender in P3. Motocross in P4. Larson puts himself in a P3. That is a Williams on the podium. Something you don't see often in real life. You've saw it today.
Penalties.
That's a fantastic race. We didn't get to see the full order because my controller disconnected, which is a rip.
Motocross for P5. Wow, what a finish! We'll need to have a look at that finishing standing screen because there was so much going on there. But yeah, Larson, I just checked his penalties on the last lap. No penalties. He went from, I think it was P6 then to P3. What a race from that man.
Yeah, and this is our final results. Nefluke in P1, Timo in P2, and Larson in P3. An absolutely fantastic race by those three drivers. Did an absolutely nothing wrong, didn't put a foot wrong this whole race, and they've got the reward that they well and truly deserve. Contender in P4, good recovery considering where he was at the midpoint in the race. Motocrosser in P5 to Hammer in P6. Vinny in his final race is going to collect 6 points in P7 for the Haas team. Haas 1-7. Gunther Steiner will be very happy with that. De Hammer from the back does finish P6. Fantastic by him. McKenna, it looks so prosperous for him at the beginning, but he is down on P8 after his 12 seconds of penalties. Van Beets in P9, Kirst in P10, Knottles in P11, and the non-finishers are Pixel, Wimpy, Infernical, Hugos, Nico, Keyboard Madison, Aaron, and Joel was unfortunately disqualified.
How do we pick a driver of the day from all that madness?
I don't think we can.
Yeah, I'm thinking, like, initial thoughts are Larson for that epic drive, no penalties, up into P3, out of nowhere. Vinny as well, not bad P7 finish in your last race. After all those difficulties he had initially, in the early stages of the race, that safety car just brought it back alive again. I think there was about 8 DNFs on the last lap alone.
Yeah, it was pretty hectic throughout the grid, and if I'm honest, it was a really good race, and we can't really count out the Hammer, who started from the back of the grid and he clawed his way from P20 over to P6. A fantastic race from him to get those points. So I think I'm going to actually give it to Der Hammer on this occasion. A great race from him.
Yeah, we'll get a word with Der Hammer. A great race. Yeah, it's a long time coming for him. He's been putting in the work, and it's good to see it finally paying off. We've got a bunch of guys lined up here in the gentleman's lounge. Who do you think we should speak to first? We've got the man himself.
Yeah, I think we should bring in Vinny after his final race with us. So I'll drag him in. Vinny,
Yoink.
after your final race, how do you feel about that race? How did it go from your point of view?
Hold on. I need to get some tissues ready. No, don't leave me.
Vaseline.
Later, dude.
It's pretty disappointing, honestly, because most of the race was out of my control. My controller would just not cooperate. Every time I went to try to turn into the hairpin, my car would just not turn.
Yeah, I noticed that, especially at the initial, the first laps of the race. You know, you're really struggling, running out wide.
Every
there.
single mistake you saw on stream was not me. It was my controller. Every single one.
See, you should just buy a wheel. It just solve all your problems, man. You could do tier 1 races.
Yeah, but that's like too sweaty, man. Then I have to practice.
No, you've got pure talent to fall back on.
Yeah.
somewhere there's pure talent. But yeah, I mean, obviously P2 in quali, Neff Luke P1, so a Haas 1-2 in quali, pretty impressive from you guys.
Yeah, he did good. Congrats to him.
Yeah, and you're doing well at the very open to the race. Holding off McKender, man. You was on a pretty tough charge, but yeah, that controller issue, like I mean, it sucks, like, but it is what it is, I guess.
I think the only time it worked was when I got the fastest lap, and then after that, it just went back to being shit.
Well, there you go. I mean, it's your final race. Was it an emotional one? Did you feel like a lot of pressure? Because there was a lot of kind of spotlight on the fact that it was your last race.
No, I don't think it was a pressure because of the last race. It was more of I knew I wasn't gonna do good because of my controller, so I kind of had no expectations.
Well, I brought in your teammate here, Neff Luke. I just want to say congratulations, Neff, on the win. Pretty impressive from start to finish for you. Your teammate is here, Vinny. We're just chatting with him about his race. P1, P2 in quali for you guys. Awesome stuff. Yeah, just what's your take on the race? And yeah, that safety car as well. Give us your take on that.
Yeah, obviously the quali result was crazy, but the race, yeah, it was okay, but it was pretty boring as well because I didn't have to overtake that many people. There was not a lot of fighting going on, so yeah, I think the win was alright, but it's nothing really special. So yeah, I mean.
I think
I
it was
overtook
special.
2 people. I overtook 2 people, so yeah, who were on all the tires as well. So
This is
think,
Billy. This is from the guy who was asking last week about racing in Tier 3. He's just won a Tier 2 race, and it's nothing special to him,
Yeah, it's just a normal.
That's a weird flex, bro. But okay. Is that your first win in SLR though in F1?
yeah, it's the first win. I mean the first league win. I did some practice sessions early on, but this is the real win in a league race. So I'm pretty happy as well.
Yeah, man, you should be. I think it's a long time coming for you. You've shown pace before. I think you've had pole positions before, and you did all the right things today. I know you're gonna miss your teammate here, Vinny. Have you any final words to say to him before he departs to the pastures new?
It was the second best teammate I ever had. I'm just kidding. Yeah, he was fun. He was a fun teammate. He always was positive. He'd always message me before a race and be positive, and words of encouragement. So that's good. It's good to have a teammate like that.
And he brings those fat stats as well. That's another.
Yeah, I mean, he's the only thing that makes us look good right now.
Manipulating the figures, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately I couldn't perform this season. So.
Hey, well, I'm hopeful. The door's always open, but hopefully you get fired from your job and you come back full time.
You never know, man.
But there's always a seat for you, man, if you ever do come back. And hopefully it's with a wheel, and hopefully we do see you in Tier 1, because I wouldn't mind racing against you again.
Yeah, those were the days.
Yeah, that would be pretty epic. Try not to get lapped by Vinny.
Alright, well, thank you guys so much. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, no worries, man. We'll speak soon, man, and we will... Yeah, Neff, again, congratulations on the win, man. That was a great one.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah. Every time I want someone to win in a race, I don't want to, put too much focus on them, because it usually ends up they'll spin out because it's the commentator's curse. So they're trying to stay away from you, so it wasn't really saying about you during the race. But yeah, you did everything right. You made the right call on the safety car as well. We were kind of wondering if people kind of went 50-50, stay on the harder tire or just go for the fresh ones. And yeah, you made it. Yeah, you made it. Like, was there any question in your mind as to what to do under the safety car there?
Yeah, I didn't know if I wanted to stay out because I did have a few penalties. but the guy behind he was leaning towards pitting, so I pitted as well and I put on the soft tires. I don't know why he went for mediums, honestly, because it was like 4 or 5 laps behind the safety car, and then 3 laps racing. But I think that's just a wrong call from him. But otherwise, I think, yeah, this was a pretty good track for me anyway. So I thought fresh tires and track position should hand me the win. And I didn't make any mistakes, so I didn't spin out or something. So there was not really any doubt, to be honest.
Well, yeah, congratulations to you on your win. If there was, let's hope to see you continue the race winning look next race. I forget which race is next. I want to say
Monaco.
Oh, is it Monaco?
Yeah, well, I mean, if anyone's listening, we've haven't really made an official announcement yet, but we're going to switch to a full calendar, starting with Monaco next week, and then we're going to revert back to Hungary and just play out the rest of the full calendar. So if anybody is not aware of that, now you are aware. Monaco next week, unfortunately for me.
Well, yeah, I think that's it for your interview, Netflix. Thank you for joining us in the commentary box, and once again, congratulations on your first win of the season, and I'll hope to see you on the top step of the podium soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Grazie, ragazzi, and we'll speak after. Today Haas did not look like a bunch of wankers.
Yeah.
But,
Poor Vinny. I think Vinny's controller let him down. So.
yeah, he mentioned that there. Yeah, he was saying before the stream as well. Like a dead zone or something on his controller. You could really tell in the opening laps. The hairpin, he kept going wide, and it was just like, you know, it just seemed like a weird mistake to be making constantly. So I think that was down to the controller. So fair play to him for sticking with it and getting the P7 with a faulty controller. I mean, yeah, I mean, he's a driver of the day contender, but there were so many different drives out there that yeah, it just pipped him to the post for that one. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up there for Nefluk. We will see you next time in Tier 2 Monaco. So we'll let you go to Gentleman's Lounge. Congrats again, my man.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Billy, who do you want next then?
Should we grab Timo in?
Yeah, let's go for it, because I think he's not going to be too happy about this one.
Oh, we've caught him mid-laugh.
That's a good sign, yeah. Timo, how's it going? I mean, I'll just ask, how's your race?
Exciting. I think it was quite exciting. I had so much fighting going on normally. Like, my races tend to be just like driving around, being consistent, but today I actually had to do some overtaking. There was a lot of strategy involved with the ERS, when to try and like burn all of that ERS to try and get someone out of DRS, which never worked, spoiler alert. Or get into someone else's DRS, so there was a lot of strategizing, had to push a lot, and then at the end the safety car just made it so much more exciting because I had to get like 3 moves done, I think, because Nicolaitis unfortunately departed. So I mean, yeah, I had a lot of fun in that race. I'm also like obviously super pleased with the performance. I made sure to to try and get as little warnings as I could, and it was far better than any practice I did. Like in practice, I always got away with like 2 penalties or something, but that didn't happen this time, and that gave me so much of an edge that I could afford to be a little bit slower than some people around me. Like Nicolaitis was very quick. Canopus was also like decently pacey. So I mean, I kind of had the high ground with the penalties, and that made the race, go the way it did in the end.
Yeah, so we were watching the race, safety car came out, we were looking at you going, this guy has no penalties. Under safety car, you've got like, what, 4 or 5 laps of actual racing to do. You're in a great position to like steal this win. I think you were P5 under the safety car, and you had to make your way past Vinny, and then you had McKender as well, and you made your way past McKender, and you were like right on the margin of 3-second gap to Nefluk. He had a penalty, but you lagged backwards. And
So-
I think it cost you about a second that.
You know, I am a very intelligent person when it comes to my PC, and it may be a fact that my hard drive, my SSD is like completely full. I've got my Windows in that, so for some reason, like something was draining or the sorts, and I was running down to 50 megabytes for some reason. I don't know, it was a gigabyte, which is too little anyways. But then I got a warning by Windows, which was like a warning, you're running out of disk space, and that tapped me out of the game and brought me behind him again. And I mean, I don't know if I would have won. Like, his pace was great, and I had to use a lot of by his I mean Nefluk. I mean Makenda's pace was also great, but he had the medium, so I was quicker. But I had to use a lot of ERS to get past, and then when I had I mean, I wouldn't have had a lot of ERS to chase after Netflix, so I don't know if it would have worked anyways. But then after I lagged back, I just had to settle for P2 because he defended really hard on the last lap. It was a little frustrating, but like, it didn't matter in the end. He had a penalty anyways, but because of the wing damage, he helped me up quite a little. So after the lag, I knew it was just P2, which is, I mean, good enough. Like, I mean, I'm absolutely pleased with that. I was like super happy.
Yeah, great finish. I mean, but back-to-back wins, that would have been amazing, Timo. That would have been amazing. But
especially for the virtual home crowd.
Yeah, well, you got Monaco next week.
Those polygon sprites absolutely love it. No, Monaco. It's a little mixed bag. It's like my last 2 league races at Monaco. In 2 Sarel, I actually got points somehow because I got ahead of people who got damage, and then I just held them up all day, but I got wing damage. So I mean, I think if I get into a good position in Tier 2, I can do it again. But also, the reverse could happen of the other league race I did there, and that was last season's Tier 2 race where I got stuck behind Wimpy for 25
I
laps.
remember that. Yeah.
And that was when the entire Teemo Can't Overtake and also Teemo Can't Overtake Wimpy meme was born. So I hope, now that I think we've moved past that, after we've moved past Wimpy, I hope nothing of the sorts comes up at Monaco next week again. It's just gonna be all about consistency. I mean, I think it's safe to say that consistency is the one thing that keeps getting me back onto the podium, because I don't think I'm like top 3 pace, but it's just so I think Monaco is more one of the tracks that plays to my strengths, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to keep it out of the ball for 39 laps is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I have to say, man, I'm loving the story of the Teemo uprising, because like you said there, last season there was this kind of meme developing, oh, Teemo can't overtake, blah blah blah. Instead of just going away into a dark corner and just sobbing and being like, I'm rubbish.
Oh, I did that.
Well, okay. Well, you got through that phase, and then you came back, and look at you now, man. You're constantly top 3 on the podium, and you're looking pretty handy in Tier 2. I have to say.
Yeah, it's a great feeling to go into a race and know that you can, if things go your way, challenge for podium. Like, it makes everything you do like seem kind of meaningful. Whereas in like 2 Sarel Tier 1, I just go in and like, if I drive, it's just gonna, like, my driving quality doesn't really change anything as long as I don't spin, and my points are only determined by how many people crash out. And it's different in SLR, and I think I have the pace to, like, I have a pace that I am looking forward to every single league race right now. Whereas I think you definitely noticed last season. I think you were like on the edge of telling me, dude, practice or like make way. I think that's the point we were last season, and I think I mean, I don't blame you. You were right, but I'm happy that I managed to bounce back from that.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, I mean, we had a battle, you know, the last season, like the story was the battle with Wimpy, but nowadays it's like Wimpy's nowhere to be seen because you're too far ahead for there's that battle to ever take place. So yeah, I mean, great stuff, and I hope to see more of it in future. But I think we're gonna have to move on to someone else here, Timo. I'd love to speak to you all day, but we've got a bunch of people PMing me here saying, "Come on, I gotta go." But
Okay.
yeah, congratulations once again. P1 last week, P2 this week. Yeah, you're looking pretty good, and I'm sure those points will look good on the board once we get the results updated.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Good evening.
Yes, we'll speak after.
See ya.
Alrighty, so yeah,
It's
who else we got?
Contender, the Hammer, and Nico.
I think we'll go Contender.
Hey guys.
Hey boy, let me tell you something. This is a very unlucky tree, but in a way, it was about at the end.
What did you say? I didn't catch that.
I'm just saying, in a way, this is a very unlucky race for you, but that safety car just changed everything. Like you're back
I
in
mean,
contention.
I think this race was damage limitation. If you know what happened to me, at some point I was like, I'm gonna retire. This is getting ridiculous. I'm bored. But I will tell you what happened. I qualified P7. I am the Lance Stroll of Formula 1. I can't qualify for my life. And at some point, Pixel braked a little bit more early. I got yellow damage by that. It was, I mean, I can't, I won't accuse him for that. I won't report it or anything. It's just frustrating, you know, when someone breaks a little bit earlier. And then I got damaged. My race was mediocre. Then I had an incident with Kerst. I don't know if you catch that. And I dropped down to almost last, P15, P14, I think. And from then I was like, just race. Maybe something happens, and then the safety car happens. I didn't pit because I wanted to gain some positions. And P4 at the end, which is not the best, but surely for my, if you see at some point I was like 15th, I was like, yeah, I will take that 100%. In one of my worst races ever. Yeah.
Well, you still come away with some good points for Toro.
Yeah, decent points. Yeah, I mean, Satoshi was unlucky with his disconnecting thing. Timo got P2, which is a good job to him. Nethlu got P1, also good job to him. Yeah, and Nikolidis and Konopis were so unlucky. We're in chat and yeah, they were furious.
I'm sure, yeah, but it was like the battle of the Greeks out there. You
Yeah,
pretty tight for the start of the race.
Yeah, it was Battle of the Greeks, exactly.
Are you guys in VC together?
Yeah, we were in VC together, and we were like, we will battle it out. We didn't have team orders like Fernando is faster than you and stuff like that. We didn't have those. Unfortunately, I got that so unfortunate penalty. Yeah, stuff happens. I can't win all the time, of course. Bad race. Let's go for the next one, Monaco. If I qualify, I like Monaco when I'm alone. I love Monaco when I'm alone, but when you're like so close with another guy, yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, I have some bad news for you. There's going to be 19 other drivers on.
Yeah, exactly. And
they're all going to be happy.
As the Stroll of SLR, I can't qualify for my life, so I will be in the middle of the grid. I am 100% about that.
Yeah,
I have to fix my qualifying, bro.
I imagine with your luck, though, you know, you'll be P1 by the end of that race somehow, some way, some glitch or something.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, yeah, I was quite lucky in that race and some other races.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, man. I mean, it really underlines. I on about it at those streams, but stay in the race. You know, you're saying you were thinking about giving up. You never know what's going to happen, especially with this safety.
Exactly. I was like, at some point, I was like, oh, I don't want to be in 15. I don't like it. So I was like, okay, let's retire the car, like Hamilton. Let's retire the car. And the guy said to me, like, wait, like, maybe other guy crashes in front, or maybe a safety car happens, or maybe like a glitch happens, or whatever. Like, you never know with this game. So I stayed. I got before, and yeah, so happy for that.
Yeah, good job there, Contender.
Damage
And we will look. Yeah, I mean, you got front wing damage as well pretty early in the race. So,
yeah, that was like the most frustrating stuff. Not, yeah.
Yeah, but you
It wasn't a
battled for it.
lucky incident. It wasn't like for a battle. It wasn't like someone did to me or it was my fault. Or it was just an unlucky incident. Like those stuff happen. When you're racing so close with another guy, those stuff happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a fun race. If you, it was okay. Not the best, for sure. Yeah, but one of the worst. But whatever. Before is good.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Contender, for joining us on the commentary box.
I
Good
hope
luck.
it was a good race to commentate.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was.
Thank you guys.
Good luck for next race, and I'll see you next week.
Yeah, I hope I qualify good. That's my main goal.
You've got a week grind out the laps, man. So
Yeah.
we'll let you go. And
Maybe next week I'm going to change my profile pic to someone else. I will keep Lance Stroll qualifying pic till I qualify like a good place, like P2 or whatever,
Yeah.
and not P7.
Yeah, I mean,
See,
we have your strong points and you have your like weak points.
Yeah, but race pace is definitely my strong point, being consistent. Quali is not.
Yeah, okay. Contender, we'll let you go. We'll
Yeah.
see you
See ya,
next
guys.
week.
See you next week.
Adios. Okay, so with two drivers left.
Should we bring them in and do a all-in-one interview, or should we do it one by one?
Yeah, I'll grab Nick if you want to get Hammer.
Yep.
And the Nick, or AKA the unlucky one, you're on stream with Billy and myself. As are you, Niebuhr. So yeah, we'll speak to Nick first. Nick, you've renamed yourself the unlucky one. Do you want to tell us about that?
I think that's my official nickname in SLR.
Yeah.
You know, again, I was in P1, about to get a good result in a remarkable race. And yeah, you know, the auto pace controller thing, when you are in the first place, again under the safety car, where controls your throttle not to get out too early.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the safety car was in, but it turned out it wasn't. And like I went to 0 to 100% throttle. And yeah, I just spun.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for you there. Well, considering for most of the race you were in a pretty good position, looking to challenge for the top 5. Do you think without the controller glitches you could have got maybe a podium?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm getting better, and that's what keeps me positive. And yeah, I'm getting better at this game. I'm getting better at racing, and you know.
Yeah. Always
But-
on the ground.
Yeah, of course. Now Monaco, man.
Yeah, exactly. Say no more. That's all you need to say about Monaco.
Thunderdome, but I
Yeah.
have a thing to say. The Thunderdome, I think we had 3 pretty clear races.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, we'll look at that after. Yeah, because I mean, Tier 3 was a bit messy the other night, so they could be in contention for getting that title back. I know you're not a fan of it. Yeah, it's basically there as a kind of incentive for you guys to like try to get rid of this, this theme, the Thunderdome theme. Yeah, but today's race pretty good. I mean, like for a lot of it, there was like about a second between each driver. Everyone was driving pretty close together. No major incidents.
Yeah.
But yeah, it brought the race alive in the down moments. And just on that topic, I want to speak to Niebuhr, also known as Der Hammer. We have given you driver of the day for that performance, sir, because you got yourself up into P6. You were looking all right, for the first initial stages of the race, kind of around P10, P11. But that safety car just brought you right back in it, and I don't think you had any penalties either.
No, I had 3 seconds actually, but
Yeah, I gotta see that now. Yeah.
actually I was just because I knew I was starting last. I was just okay, stay out of trouble and gradually move up. But yeah, P6 is a surprise to me as well.
Yeah, P6, and you did not stop. Oh, sorry. Did you? You did stop actually again for a new fresh set of tires, didn't you? On the
Yeah,
safety car?
I had a gap behind me. I was in a voice chat with my teammate Pixel, and I asked him like, should I stop or shouldn't I stop? And he said, yeah, go if you have a gap. So I went to softs and I didn't lose a position. And there were still some people ahead of me with older tires, and they made it like bunch up the field, and I knew I only had 1 penalty. So yeah, I could move up a couple of spots in the end. That was pretty nice.
Yeah,
Like,
well, it was an enjoyable race for us to call. I always like those late safety cars. You know, it's not as good for some of the drivers out there. You know, like maybe Neflik, he's built up a bit of a gap. He's looking, you know, good for the win, and then safety car comes out, bunches everybody up again. But for the guys at the back, it just brings everybody back into contention. And if you've little or no penalties, you're going to do good if you can just keep up with the lead pack. And yeah, you had a pretty good epic sprint, you know, to finish off the race, and got yourself driver of the day in the proceedings. So I kind of said that on stream as well. You know, you're one of these drivers that are you show good promise, but you just get, you know, a bit of bad luck thrown your way, whether it's incidents or safety cars at the wrong moment or whatever. But good to see you get yourself a P6 and a bunch of points. Yeah, P6 from last effectively. So
yeah,
driver of the day material right there, my man, and it's something to build on your races, you know.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that. Like, most of the time my goal is just to stay consistent and not do crazy stuff. Pace building can always come later, so that's just practice. That doesn't come instantly. So don't overdrive the car and just try to finish, and usually you will. Well, so far, usually when I do that, I end up in the points. So that's an advice to everybody.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm consistent, but I'm consistently slow.
Yeah, me too.
But sometimes, yeah, if you just keep your nose clean, and it does get you in good positions, you know. So yeah, I think the moral of this race, pretty much the moral of any race, is just keep in it, you know, and just keep grinding. This game can be frustrating at times when the results don't go your way, but your bad luck always runs out sometime, and today the luck was in your favor. P6 in the bag, my man. And yeah, I think that pretty much rounds out the stream then, I think, Billy.
Yep.
Unless you have any further questions.
I do not. So
Okay,
that's
well,
it.
thanks very much. Yeah, thanks guys for joining us in the chat. Appreciate it, and hopefully you'll enjoy watching that one back. It was a pretty epic one to call for us.
Yeah, it
I'll
was.
definitely watch.
Yeah, it was a really good race. So, from any last words, Chief, before I do the outro?
Gammon.
Always gammon.
But it's not Spanish accent though.
Gammon. I'll let you do that. You can say gammon.
No,
stream.
no, it's jamon.
Come on.
Come on.
Well, yeah, that is our stream. Join us on Saturday night for Tier 1 SLR at Germany, and then on the Sunday night it is 2 SRL. And next week we have a big event coming up. It is the EGL tournament on the 13th of March on Friday. Join us for the 8th installment of the EGL tournament with all the very competitive leagues on the PC platform. So that is it from me and Chief, and we'll see you guys next time on the track at Monaco, the streets of Monaco. So that is it from me and Chief, and we'll see you there. Goodbye.
Come on.